Come on, Carl. Whoa. What the heck were you doing, you idiot? Who stops in the middle of the frickin' road? What's up, YouTube? And welcome back to Jollyroger Hobbies. And welcome back to part 2 of episode 9 of A Professional Truck Driver Plays American Truck Simulator. Let's get into it. Alright. Let's continue. And so we are still in our quick job in progress. And we stopped and we got 56 hours left on it. Nice. And we had stopped in West Wendover. We have till Thursday to deliver it, and I think it's like Monday. Yeah, it's Monday at 11:49 p.m., so it'll be Tuesday. So we're going to go ahead and sleep. All right, 10 a.m. Ugh, I don't like getting such a late start. Hey, that truck's gone. That's cool. We weren't perfectly straight in the lines, but hey, for being in the middle of the night when in a dark parking lot with no lights, I think we did pretty good. Alright, we got a full tank of fuel. Make sure our lights are on. It's really a shame we don't have a beacon. Lights are on, and we have 13. Aha, so they got it a 14-hour rule. That's what the rest stop is, 14 hours. So, whoops. We're going to have to talk about that. But first, let's get rolling. We got nothing beside us, so I'm going to kick all the way out. And look out for four-wheelers or two-wheelers. Looks like we're gonna have to wait a minute. Isn't that how it always is, though? Hey, Warner. I drove for them. Only the trailers were blue. The only white ones were reefers, and that was a dry van. Okay, he's waiting there. We got nobody coming. We're going. And we need to make a left here. And at a four-way stop, we're going to let this bus go. We got nobody on our left or right. And now we're going to go. Oh, and this freaking car. See, you got to watch out for cars like that. Buttheads, I swear. Now we do have a Jeep, so we are longer. I'm going to come over the right, keep our trailer there, and then I'm going to come back left. And then make our turn in. right as we get into Utah here, which is going to be right after Windover, we do have a way station, which we may get the green. We may not. Officially in an oversized load, if you get the green or not, you're supposed to pull in, but, well, this game's a little different, so we're not going to too worry about that, are we? Mountain Time Zone, my home time. And Utah State Line. So, port of entry, 1¼ miles. Get into this chicken coop. I have a feeling we're going to have to stop. I don't think we're going to get a green. That was just despite the fact that I said we weren't going to get a green, so we got a green. Alright, so, hours of service. Mentioned it said 14 hours. So, in the United States of America, by federal regulation, so if you are a truck driver, you have to obey federal rules and federal laws, as long as state and local municipalities. But the hours of service are deemed by the Federal Motor Carrier Association, the FMCA. So that dictates you have 14 hours from the time you start your day to end it. So that's what, in a logbook, there's 4 lines, linear lines. So the very top line is off-duty time, then you have sleep or berth time, then driving time, and then on-duty not driving time. And I'll explain those in a minute. It's a 24-hour log for each day. Starts at 12 midnight to 12 midnight. Your line comes across, so if you were off duty at 12 midnight the night before, your line will start in the middle of off duty. And then say you come to start your day, you come to work, you drive to work, and then your day starts when you pre-trip your truck. So then you draw a line down to on duty not driving, and then you do a 15-minute pre-trip. You just write a line PT, and then you'd write your location, city and state. Or if there is no city and state, then the closest. If you're on a mile marker, then write a mile marker. Then you come up, and then if you're done with your pre-trip, and you're not doing anything else, you get in the seat and you go to leave, then you go up to driving. Now, as I said, you have 14 hours from the time you start your day to the time you have to end it, no matter what happens. Doesn't matter if you only drive for an hour and sit the rest of the day on duty not driving, you have 14 hours to end it. Now, driving, how many hours can you drive? Legally, in the United States, you can drive for 11 hours at a time within that 14-hour period. Now, there's a new law that came out recently that I'm not familiar with, simply because I run local now. So I only do time cards. But you have to take a 30-minute break somewhere in the middle of your drive time, I guess, now. So you have to pull over and write down 30-minute lunch break, basically. Other than that, you have 11 hours to drive, 14 hours to do your entire day. And that's all on-duty time. So, basically what that's saying is you start your day, like I said, you're on duty, not driving. On duty, not driving means anything you are doing for the vehicle that is not driving. You're not sitting in the driver's seat. So if you're dropping and hooking or uncoupling, whatever you want to call it, that is considered on duty, not driving, and that must be logged. Now, anything that you can do in under, 6 minutes, you don't have to log it. But anything over 6 minutes has to be logged. Okay, we went south, and I'm not going to miss this exit this time. So that's going north. So we're just gonna stay here. Yeah, there we go. Follow the signs. Alright, so back to the hours of service. Again, 11 hours driving. Now, on duty not driving. Anything you do for the truck in your job, fueling has to be logged. Fueling, like I said, pre-trips, post-trips, uncoupling, or dropping and hooking, however you want to call it. Or, here's the crap part, at a shipper, loading. Anytime you're on duty for the truck, it must be logged on duty not driving. So if you take a lot of time pre-tripping and fixing a tire, or fueling, dropping and hooking, those are all on duty not driving. Those are counting and get your 14 hours. Because you have 14 hours from, so if you start your day at 7 a.m., that means at 7 p.m. is 12 hours, 9 p.m. is your 14 hours. Your day ends no matter what. So if you spend all your day working and don't physically drive, you can't drive anything. Now, how do you reset that time? You end your day, how do you reset? You must have 10 hours. Well, originally, this has changed a little bit, but originally it was 10 hours off duty or 10 hours of sleeper berth consecutive time. Meaning you have to have 10 hours in a sleeper berth or 10 hours off duty. Now, they came back later on and said, because most drivers don't spend 10 hours in their truck sleeping. Nobody does. 8 hours for the most part. Then you've got to shower, you eat, and all that. So they have allowed you to spend 2 hours off duty, but that 2 hours must be consecutive, and then you must have at least 8 hours consecutive in the sleeper berth. Now, if you don't have a sleeper, of course, then you can't log sleeper berth. You have to log off duty if you're off duty in a motel. So your eating, sleeping, everything is just logged off duty. So say you spent the night somewhere, you're you come down, you do your pre-trip, then you go up and you drive. Somewhere in the middle of the day, you got to stop and get out and eat lunch, so you go to off duty, and then after half an hour you come back on duty and you go drive. At the end of the day, like I try to do, you fuel and all that, then you would at the end of your day, come on, Carl. Whoa, what the heck were you doing, you idiot? Who stops in the middle of the frickin' road? That really messed me up. Ugh. I hate idiot drivers. They shouldn't have a license. Anyways, what was I saying? So yeah, if you don't have a sleeper or anything, you must log off duty the full time. And then you just come back on duty when you do your pre-trip. You must log a 15-minute pre-trip or a 15-minute post-trip in your day. You do not have to log both. But you better. Because they're going to ask you, did you check out your truck? Did you check the oil? Did you check the tires? That sort of thing. Now, if you're stuck in a traffic jam in the middle of a city and you're not moving anywhere, are you driving? The answer to that is, are you sitting in the seat? Is the vehicle Is the vehicle in operation? Then you are driving. That means just because you go 2 miles in a 2-hour period, you still lose 2 hours of your drive time. And of course you're losing 2 hours of your on duty not driving time, or your 14-hour clock. So drivers have to keep all this stuff in mind when they plan out their route and plan out their day. I always try and fuel at the end of the day, and that way, once I get to my destination, because I pick out a truck stop at the end of the day, I fuel, then I get a free shower. So I park the truck, I'll write in a post-trip, fueling and post-trip, so a half an hour total. I could just do 15 minutes for the, I do fueling and post-trip, because you can do a post-trip while you're fueling. And then park the truck, then I go eat dinner, shower, all that, log 2 hours off duty, then I get in the sleeper and I go to bed for 8 hours. Then I get up in the morning, I'll usually log off duty at the end of 8 hours and go to the bathroom, eat breakfast, unless of course I'm stopped at a rest area or something like that. But if I'm at a truck stop, and then come out, then I start my day. I pre-trip, which starts the 14-hour clock, and then I get on the road and I drive. Stop, have lunch, and go, and then start my day all over again. Helps if I'm in the right gear. Really? You saw me coming, Celadon. And you're still... Don't even think of it at Walmart. And now, the other thing is, if you're at a shipper or a receiver, that 14 hours to make them go faster, because you're losing your time. But shippers and receivers don't care about your time. They just don't. And so you might get to a shipper receiver, live load, and sit there for 8 hours. And then it just eats up your 14-hour clock. Now, officially, you're supposed to be logging that as on duty, not driving, because you're loading. However, here's the catch. If you are not physically on the dock, you're not in the driver's seat, or you're not sitting in a driver's lounge, and you're in your sleeper, whether you're watching TV or whatever, guess what? That's sleeper berth. And if you can log it at 10 hours sleeper berth or 2 hours off and 8 sleeper, you got your full time back. Now, most times you don't sit there and load or unload for that amount of time, so that time ends up going against your clock. Now, if you spent the night at a shipper receiver, you can get your time, your off-duty time, your sleeper berth time, and load at the same time. And most drivers will do that. That's what I always did. That's what you have to do. Come on. Of course, traffic. That's just the way it goes. And yeah, so anyways, hours of service is just all these hours and all these rules you have to keep in mind and then work them together. And it sounds tough trying to figure out all these rules, but once you get doing it, it gets easy enough and it just becomes second nature. What really is terrible is when they change the rules on you. What you could do before, you can't do anymore. which I've gone through many hours of service changes over the years, and I'm not going to go into detail on them because it'd be too long. But the one other thing I will mention, there's 2 other rules that are required when it comes to hours of service. One of the main rules is you cannot drive over 70 hours in 8 days. So every single day, at the end of the day, you have to tally up how many hours you're driving for line 3 and line 4, which is driving and on duty not driving. And then you write them down on the right. And every day, those days add up. You can't drive over a total of 70 hours. So even at the end of your 8th day, if you're at 70 hours, no matter if you got a restart of 14 hours or not, you have to stop. You can't drive that day. So 70 hours in 8 days. Now, there's another caveat to that, another little rule that a lot of people don't know, and drivers that have been around for a while do know this, but it's not well known, unfortunately, at least as much as it should, is what's called the 34-hour restart. So, what a long turn. So if you can log 34 hours off duty consecutive, it has to be off duty, you cannot do it sleeper berth, but 34 hours off duty consecutive time, then you restart your 7 days, your 70 hours, gets a complete restart. So that's designed for drivers that are on home time for a day or two, or or away from their truck for 34 straight hours. Western Star dealer discovered, oh yay, 34 straight hours, then they get a full week to restart. And that's how you restart all your hours. Now we're going to get on 70 West. We have 9 hours left on our 14-hour clock. But we only have about 7 hours left for daylight. So basically where I'm reading that, 9 hours puts us right at midnight. So we've got to be stopped by midnight. Now, we're already on I-70, which means we are hitting, gonna be hitting Grand Junction soon. Be in Colorado, and now there's that rest area we can stop at, but we're gonna be there in another hour or two. I don't know if we can make it all the way to Denver, because after that rest area there is no place to park. Now we don't have to deliver this till Thursday. You know what, when I get around this curb I'm going to check our route, make sure we are delivering this to Denver. Because if we're just delivering this till Denver, we can easily stop at that rest area. We're going to Colorado. No, we are going to Denver. Yeah. Heck, we're going in the Union Pacific rail yard. We're taking a tractor, an agricultural tractor to Union Pacific. Okay, whatevs. Oh, we came down I-15. I thought we were going to go down Highway 6. See, that's the route I would have taken. Instead of 15, I would have taken Highway 6 down. Or was I talking and did I miss that turn? I bet you I was talking and missed that turn. Do your pre-trip, then you go up and you drive. Somewhere in the middle of the day, you got to stop and get out and eat lunch. So you go to. Yeah, it's okay. We got plenty of time. So we can stop in Grand Junction or this rest area. And I'm thinking we're going to plan on this rest area. Because we have plenty of time to get there. Heck, this will be delivered a day early. Alright. You know, this looks kind of dull in game. These colors are not really bright and vibrant in the game. But let me tell you, in real life, through this little canyon, they are absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why I'm speeding. We got plenty of time. You know, with an oversized load like this, it's much better to come down I-70. Besides, we got plenty of time to do it anyways. It's the law. Slow down or move over for emergency vehicles. And it really is the law. Too many people do not slow down or move over. And in fact, number one should always move over a lane. Number two, if you cannot, then slow down. You should slow down 20 miles an hour under the posted speed limit. Now, if the posted speed limit is 20, obviously you're not going to just stop, but use some common sense. I used to drive tow truck, and trust me, people don't get over. And I swear, in a tow truck, they aim for you anyways. I've known some people who've lost their lives because of people that don't watch out for emergency vehicles. And the internet is littered with accidents of hitting emergency vehicles on the side of the road or breakdowns. Somebody don't jump over, don't jump over, don't jump over, please. Thank you. Inevitably, whenever there's a jam like that, there's always somebody who doesn't want to wait 5 seconds and they jump over in the left lane, cutting off any vehicles that are going faster. Inevitably, every time. Welcome to colorful Colorado. Colorado port of entry. It's not a port of entry. Whoa! There's an accident here. Right at the port of entry. Ooh. That's not good. Alright. Let's get in this port. This chicken coop, this way station. It's not a port of entry. Left and then a hard right. Keep forgetting to put it in the right gear. So I want to cut it tight to the left here. Just so we have plenty of room here. Like that. And what is this? Alright, our rest area is coming up. We need to start backing her down. It's right after this curve. And a half mile. Just a parking area, huh? In real life, this is an actual rest area, not just a park. At least I think it is. You know, it's been a while. Come to think of it, maybe it is just a parking area. I don't remember doing this, though. It didn't go across the water like this. It was just right off. Very pretty little scenic route, though. Why they got this filled with piles of dirt? I don't know. But we're going to pull in right here and park it. Oh, we got a bunch of cars behind us. Hey, rest area. Look at that. Alright. Let's see here. Make sure our lights are turned off. That is pretty cool, though. It is pretty. Alright. And we're going to rest. And that is going to be the end of part 2, episode 9. So, we're almost there. We don't have very much far to go. Just across I-70, Eisenhower Tunnel, and into Denver to our destination. So, questions, comments, put them down below. Hope you enjoyed. And thanks for watching. Stay tuned for part 3.